A 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a 2.
Lawrence Wilk.
Hello, Bobby and Sissy.
All right.
All right. There we go. Right. Okay.
I got to get the... Well, no, I got to do this first.
Yep, you got to do the pop out first.
Hello, everybody. It's Danny and Wanda from Deep South Homestead on your Saturday night.
Yep.
Live.
It's live.
You remember Saturday Night
Live?
Oh, wow. I did not watch Saturday Night Live.
Hit the... No. No.
This?
Yes.
Okay. I didn't watch Saturday Night Live.
I did. I used to. Well, when I was awake, I did because it came on late.
Dang it! That was not what I needed. Now is that better? Yeah.
Well, it might be if you ever get it
off the chat.
Get it off the chat where we can see it.
Okay, I'm gonna leave it alone now, y'all.
Get your hands off of it, Miss Wanda.
He tells me get your hands off.
Get your hands off of it.
Yeah, I didn't watch Saturday Night Live.
I did.
I probably have seen it maybe 6 times in my whole life.
Oh, I used to love Saturday Night Live.
I just never cared
they
for
always
it.
made fun of the different elected officials and different things like that.
Well, I mean, I've seen clips.
Yeah.
I can't say I hadn't, but I never stayed up to watch it, but maybe twice when I was a teenager.
Yeah.
And that was because I was at a friend's house and she was watching it.
Uh-huh.
And I didn't care for it. I mean, it was okay, but...
it could get a little vulgar sometimes, you know?
Yeah, but I mean, the only thing is I liked... it was a comic book that was popular back then, and I can't remember what it was. It was based on something similar to Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
Because they made fun of everything.
Right.
But I can't remember what it was called. I got every episode of it, and I don't remember now what it was even called.
Okay.
Anyway. Comic books were popular back then.
Comic books were very... Well, remember when? That's what Wanda and I were sitting there outside today on the... in the chairs.
Oh, thank you, Cindy, at Simple Backwoods. She said she watched the Saturday Night Live a few times, but this Saturday Night Live is her favorite.
Oh, cool. But yeah, we were sitting outside in some chairs today, and we was like talking about things, and we were talking about remember when. Remember when a BB gun was an actual toy?
And all little kids, like 5 and 6 years old, got one.
Everybody got a BB gun. You know, there's always that thing. Be careful, you shoot your eye out.
Mad Magazine, that was it.
Oh yeah, Mad Magazine.
I had every one of them.
Yes.
I didn't care for all the other comic books, but Mad Magazine, when I became a teenager, was very popular. I saved my money and bought every Mad Magazine they had, and then it went to pot.
Oh yeah.
They said Saturday Night Live went to pot after the 70s. Yeah. Yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah. But I mean, there were so many things that it's so different now that children, or well, I say children, to me anybody younger than 20 is a child, but will never have the opportunity to know what it was like. Remember we had TWL stores. We always said it stood for take what's left, but because it was cheap stuff, you know.
I never shopped at TWL's because there wasn't one in our town. We had a 5 and dime store. Yeah, we had Ben Franklin's, which was called a dime store.
Yep.
And we had, it was actually called the dime. No, that wasn't the name of it. Ben Franklin's. And I can't remember the other name, but there was another one. Ben Franklin's was a dime store. I just remember that.
Ours was called the 5 and dime store.
And then McClellan's was where my mama worked when I was little. It was a dime store. Yeah. But it was more, it carried a lot of stuff. Everything wasn't a dime, like you go to the dollar store now and everything's supposed to be $1. No. The dollar stores like Dollar General and stuff like that. Yeah. That's what these were. They carried a wide variety of stuff, and stuff was cheap. So. And
Laura says, remember when you got a flat tire and you walked your bicycle home?
Exactly.
Yeah, you just rolled it along the side and you just walked and pushed it. You know?
The fact is, you had a bicycle that you could ride and you could go somewhere. I went all over Columbia.
Oh yeah, everybody rode bicycles.
By myself.
Yeah.
My mama wasn't worried about somebody stealing
We would get on the bicycle and go get on the gravel roads, and we'd just ride. Yeah. You know, I mean, and so every now and then one of us have a wreck, skin our knees all up and stuff like that, you know.
Green stamps. My mama said green stamps.
Yes, S&H green stamps.
Yes.
Remember we used to do the S&H green
She had
stamp.
that little magazine you could
Yep.
look through and catalog. And
Yep.
we'd say, Mama, would you get this? No. Would you get this? No.
No.
She had a specific purpose. Them green stamps was going to buy something that she
Yep.
wanted.
Yeah, everything is so different now, though.
Yeah, most of it was mom and pop stores. Woolworths,
Everything.
we didn't have a Woolworths either.
What about a Jitney Jungle?
Jitney Jungle there was one, but I can't remember if it was there when I was real little or it came in later.
Yeah.
We had a Piggly Wiggly.
We had a Jitney Jungle first.
I remember Piggly Wiggly because that's where we always stopped, was Piggly Wiggly. And I remember when they put Piggly Wiggly in because I was up 6th, 7th grade when they did that, I think. 5th, 6th, 7th, somewhere along there. So there wasn't always a Piggly Wiggly.
Right.
But,
well, Piggly Wiggly's first came into existence. Piggly Wiggly was the... Okay, if I get this right, y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. Piggly Wiggly was the first store, I believe it was around Memphis, Tennessee, that you could go in and actually walk up and down aisles and shop in.
Thank you, Renata. I enjoyed it too. Renata stopped by this week and we had a little chit chat. I sat with a 93-year-old lady the year before I met you, and she was a school teacher and had become a college teacher. But when she started teaching school, she taught the 4th grade, and it's when there was boys only. She had the boys class, and then you had another 4th grade that had the girls only. And she took her boys to the first walk in and go up and down aisle grocery store in Hattiesburg as a field trip. And they had to walk from the school to the store, walk up and down the aisles, and walk back to the school. They wasn't no bus trips, no nothing like that.
Right.
And she was quite a few blocks away. I just remember that was pretty cool.
But Piggly Wiggly was one of the big deals. As a matter of fact, there's still... Piggly Wiggly is not owned by Piggly Wiggly now.
No.
Piggly Wiggly is owned by Food Giant, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Food Giant bought out Piggly Wiggly. And remember Western Autos?
Bazooka. Yes, we got our bicycles from Western Auto.
Everybody went to the Western Auto to get a bicycle.
Now, it was called...
It changed to Otasco later.
Yeah, later. But it was Western Auto when we got our bicycles, and they had the best bikes ever.
Oh, what is it? I can't read that.
I am of me. I love y'all. I am giving you a super chat to make
up for the browser
I use, and that I don't do Patreon anymore. Yes, that was Memphis as far as the Piggly Wiggly.
Okay,
Thank you.
I thought it was Memphis for the Piggly Wiggly. Because used to, when you went to the grocery store, and get this, you gave your grocery list to a man behind the counter.
1916.
And he took and went back and got your groceries for you and brought them to the counter. You didn't have the luxury of walking up and down aisles and shopping. He would go get your groceries for you.
Yeah.
So now, a Piggly Wiggly, I think, was the first store to
now
actually
they're going
open
back to that. You send in on a little message to Walmart and tell them what you want.
Yep.
They go shop and then they...
And it's crazy. People
let
think
you
it's
pick it up.
something new, and we've
reverted.
It used to be the way it was. We've digressed.
Yes, everything is digressing. If you pay attention, everything is digressing. We're going backwards.
Yes.
And
like Don Scott said, was that snow sleds from Western Auto were the Western Flyers. You had was it a bicycle called a Western Flyer?
No, the little wagon.
Oh, the wagon. That's right. To pull behind the little red wagon.
It was a big, the sides were huge.
Yeah.
And a grown person could sit in that wagon. You could pull them
around. It was real steel.
And now they're about this tall.
Right.
And about this wide. And even a little kid can't sit in that wagon.
I'm
sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, I know they make some big ones, but you're going to pay high dollar.
This is true.
I think back in the day, $30 was a good price for a good wagon.
Yeah.
Remember when newspapers were tossed on your front porch? Now, I didn't live anywhere where newspapers were tossed on the front porch, but we lived off the road, not way off the road. But they'd come by and they'd throw them in your driveway.
They threw them in the yard.
Yeah,
remember, my dog would go up and get the newspaper for me.
Yeah.
And remember Rue?
Yeah.
Rue would go up, get my newspaper, and bring it back to the house to me. And he didn't tear it up either. He'd go get it and bring it back.
He was a spoiled little dog.
He was a very spoiled dog.
Let's see.
Oh. Oh, I remember this. Terry, what is it? Terry
You knew to
Pace.
stop it?
Do you remember getting towels and washcloths in soap powder?
Yes.
Yes, and you used to get them in a bag of flour too, didn't you?
The bag of flour on the top, if you bought the cloth bag, had a washcloth
Had a washcloth attached to it, yes.
Or a dishcloth, one of the two.
Yes.
And you could use the material back in the day. It was printed material, and if you bought the same color every time, you could make a dress out of the flour sack.
Out of the flour sacks, yes.
And,
oh, hello, Suzanne.
And oatmeal used to have, it come in a thing, and you would get a glass in it.
Yep.
And my mama saved every one of them glasses.
Yep, you're right.
We did.
Oh, Michelle Upton said, I used to deliver grit paper. I remember the grit papers. My grandma used to deliver them. Yes. Yes.
And toilet paper. You remember toilet paper? It used to come in all colors. You could get yellow and green and blue.
You could get all
pink.
color toilet paper,
and
yeah.
Lippy, you know that they would match your, is it pink bathroom that you have?
Oh, yeah.
I don't think she's quite refurbished that bathroom yet, but I think she got a pink bathroom.
Oh, and Dima's Life, how does that say? Dahama's Life? The milkman. Remember they brought the milk?
My daddy was a milkman.
Yeah, they had the little. Matter of fact, we still have the milk crates and the milk bottles.
Yeah.
You had the little galvanized, I call it zinc coated milk crate, and they would bring it and set it on your porch. Had 6. Was it 6 bottles in it? Yes, 6 milk bottles. Was it 9?
6 or 9.
It was either 6 or 9 milk bottles in it.
I don't remember.
Yes.
Yeah, my daddy was actually the milkman when he and my mom
married.
Remember
the stories about the milkman?
Yeah, I know, but mom actually was the milkman. When they married, my dad worked at a service station. After they married, he went to work for Gray's Ice Cream Company, and
that's it. Remember when ice cream came in a cardboard box?
Yes, that's what started this whole thing.
Yes.
But my dad used to go by every morning and deliver milk and ice cream to people every day when I was little.
Yep.
That was
what has happened to our world? I mean,
I don't know.
Those were the
sea monkeys. I remember that.
Oh yeah, I remember you could get the little sea monkeys. I remember that.
Mama wouldn't let us have them.
I remember those. Remember you put them in water?
Yeah, I mean I remember seeing them on the back of magazines and stuff, and I always wanted to order. Mama says you ain't wasting your money.
Oh, look at this. This is a good one here. Patty McCallan. There was no plastic.
No.
There was no plastic. How did that happen?
How did we ever live without
plastic?
How
did we live without plastic?
And I was telling Danny, when we were young, I mean, up until I met Danny, probably even up until, 2 or 3 years ago, I started toting a tumbler, like a tumbler with a lid.
Oh, yeah, we was talking about that today.
And I told him, I said, since when are we kids? I always toted a glass. I had a open glass all the time, or a coffee cup that was open.
Now, as adults, we have sippy cups because we cannot drink without spilling stuff everywhere. We go like, oh, I'm sorry, this is full of stuff. And then look, now we have to have our sippy cups.
I mean, I thought it was funny. I told him, I said, that's where we're digressing. We're always digressing. We're never. I mean, we have a society that ought to be able to do anything. We got to drink out of sippy cups.
Yes.
Now I do like my tumblers, y'all. I do, but we're adults. And my mama made us sit at the table with glass plates and glasses, and we were not supposed to spill them. Now, when we did, she cleaned it up, and she go, now see, this is what I'm telling you. Be careful. And she taught us as a young age. She didn't spank us. She didn't get on to us. She would say, this is why I tell y'all, be careful. There's a way to teach kids, and there's a way to traumatize kids, I guess. But we learned at a young age how to reach over, get a glass, and drink from it, not a sippy cup. And my kids, most of them were drinking out of a regular glass by 3.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I mean, we didn't have sippy cup. If at 3 they still had a sippy cup, something was wrong. Now, my baby, granted, he had to have chocolate milk in a sippy cup till he was about 5.
There is definitely something wrong with us now because we still have sippy cups as adults.
Exactly.
And Wanda and I was talking about this today. Remember, no, we don't have to remember about this, but think about what I'm fixing to tell you. You were once a child, once an adult, and you're twice a child. Wanda and I were talking about that today. When you're a child, somebody holds you by the hand and leads you around. When you get to be old, somebody holds you by the hand and leads you around. When you're a child, somebody changes your diaper. When you get to be an old person and you can't help yourself, somebody changes your diaper. You know, when you're a baby, somebody feeds you. When you're an old person, somebody has to feed you. When you're a baby, you come into the world knowing nothing. When you get to be old and you have Alzheimer's, you know nothing. I mean, there's so many similarities to being a child and to being an old person.
Now, I'm like Susan H. We always wore dresses and skirts.
Yep.
I did. Now, I went to a school where 99% of them wore pants at that time, but I was still one that wore dresses and skirts, and I begged my mama in high school. I was in the 10th grade. I said, please, Mama, let me wear pants. And she said, Wanda, we just don't wear pants.
That's right.
And we went to church in pants. We went to town in, we went to church in dresses. We went to town in dresses. If there was a funeral, if we were going to town, we dressed up.
Everybody had to get...
We did not wear our pajamas or our underwear to town.
No. You didn't go to town.
You didn't wear your underwear to town.
You went to town. You were dressed to go to town.
And Danny said he went to go to town one time. He was dirty, and what was it? Your mom got onto you, or no?
No. I was gonna go to. We were ready to go to town, and I was dirty, and Mama said, "Son, go in there and get your clothes. Put you some clean clothes on." And my daddy looked there and said, "Dora," said, "when the people see a kid with dirty clothes on like that, that means he's a working kid, and they'll look upon him as being a hard worker. Son, you go and wear your clothes to town." So.
Yeah, and I wore dresses until I was in high school. Like I said, Mom finally let me have 2 pair of jeans, and I still had to wear my skirts and my dresses, but 2 days a week, because she didn't want you wearing the same thing every day. You didn't. In my mama's house, you matched. Top, skirt, better match. You didn't come in with a red top and a blue skirt.
My mama didn't care what we wore, to be honest with you, when it comes to going to school.
My mama, you had to match. You had to look good, and your shoes had to look clean, and you didn't wear these nasty old tennis shoes and stuff that you wore out in the garden.
Remember payphones? Yes,
we had them in our town.
We had payphones in the town. Actually, you could stop in a booth, and you could make a phone call right there on the side of the road.
I don't know that I ever used one.
Oh, I did. I've used one quite often. When I called my girlfriend, Mama wouldn't let me talk at home.
Oh, no, Mama did, and she had her phone on the kitchen counter, and it had that long cord that would go down half the house.
Yep.
And I would go in the utility room and talk to people, thinking my mama didn't hear me.
We always thought nobody could hear you in the next room.
She was in the kitchen the whole time I was talking in the utility room, and I thought she didn't know I said anything, and she knew everything I said.
Oh, yeah.
Mamas are smart. I don't care how old you are, you're dumb when you're a kid.
Oh, there's so many things. When you sit down and think about it, like when I was cranking the Cub tractor in the last video we did over here at Pecan Grove when we planted the Danny corn, it was so cold that morning. Well, I said so cold, it's 40 degrees. I had to keep pulling the choke out to crank the tractor. Nobody ever remembers having to pull a choke out on a vehicle to crank it. And pat the gas. And better yet, remember this. Remember when you probably don't remember this, but I do. The old Chevrolet trucks had a pedal in the floor. They didn't have a key. You had to punch that pedal in to crank that truck, and it pushed the thing against the solenoid on the starter to crank it.
No, I've never had to use one of those.
Oh yeah, that was a 1960-something model Chevy truck.
My mom and Dad taught me to drive in an automatic, because that's what we had. We had automatics. We didn't have any standards, except Daddy had an old truck that sat in the yard that collected garbage, and then about every 2 months we'd go to the garbage dump.
Yep, you'll fire your old truck up.
And he would crank that old truck up, and we'd all cram in the front, and there was 4 of us kids and Mom and Daddy, and we'd cram all in the front. We'd go to the dump, and you'd dump all your garbage out, and then Daddy would rake it out with a shovel, so there wasn't no glass or anything in it. All the kids would get on the back.
You stand up and look
over
the top of the truck.
And you go off the cab.
Yeah.
And then when he was headed back, there was 2 stores, and he let us pick from the 2 stores.
Why do we keep stopping it?
Because I wanted to tell something right here.
Oh.
Put it back right there. Put it back. And we got to get ice cream or Coke or a candy bar
Or
when we
push-ups.
stopped. And I would get push-ups.
And watch it melt while you're driving.
Yeah, you couldn't stand up and eat your
You
push-up.
couldn't stand up. You had to get down behind the window to eat it. And the dirt and all swirling in the bed, getting all you. There's so much. Oh, so many things. Anyway,
Yeah.
get to your thing where we can get going.
Okay,
Here.
people today don't know what a pack of nabs is.
This is true. They do not know what a nab is.
Nabs was actually like Ritz crackers
Oh.
with cheese or peanut butter in between.
Yes, Jimmy B. Remember when the dimmer switch was on the floorboard?
Oh,
It was
I
over on the
remember
left-hand side of it.
Yep.
You had to click, 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 click. Yep.
People don't even know what a dimmer switch is,
People
even
don't even
up
know
here on the thing.
Oh, yeah. Well, these new, especially these new lights they have.
And my car does it automatically. I mean, it not automatically, but the lights come on automatically. And we get in to go somewhere at night, very seldom. And Danny goes, "Turn your lights on." I said, "They are on."
Remember when the shift was on the column?
I learned to drive one of those.
Yep. Wait, so you pull it over and pull it down was first, over and up was second, down was third, pull it in and go back up was reverse. I remember that so well.
Dirt on the ice cream.
Don't
Yep. That's it.
Yep.
Push-ups from a toilet paper
roll.
That's it.
That was it right there. That was it.
It looked
That's
like
it.
a toilet paper roll, and you had orange ice cream in the middle, and it was delicious.
Yes. Oh, man. I got to lay in the back window when we were driving home. Yes. Remember, old cars had the big old black flat place in it. You could lay up in there and sleep while you drove home. Nobody ever thought anything about that.
Yep. Let's see what they're talking about. Dimmer switches. Push-ups. That's what we called them, was push-ups.
Yes. The old 3 speeds. Yep.
What are we doing? Pac-Man. Now, oh, no, they're talking. Lippy's talking to Pac-Man. My favorite treat from an ice cream truck. Okay, we didn't have ice cream trucks. I didn't live in town.
No, I didn't live in town where we had no ice cream.
You
But
know.
I used to see them in town when we went to town.
Yeah, and drive-in movies.
Drive-in movies.
Oh, one of my favorite Friday, Saturday, and
Yep.
Sunday nights. We still had them when I
Yep.
was a teenager, but they closed the theater probably a couple of years later.
Let's see. Gosh, it went so fast.
Yeah, when I moved it, it just jumped.
It just jumps.
Mom's arm out for a seatbelt. Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, when you drive along, Mama goes, oh! She go to put on brakes, throw that arm across you, because you'd be standing up in the front seat. Yep. Yep, I remember that.
Yep.
There were no seat belts.
No.
Seat
Well, I
belts
mean,
were optional.
Yeah, you could
Air
get 'em if-
conditioning was optional.
roll up
windows.
The automatic windows were optional.
Yeah.
Cloth diapers. I used cloth diapers with my first 2 kids, and Pampers just came out when my first one was born, and they were horrible. I mean, horrible. But I used them when we went to church or town or something like that, because I couldn't afford but 1 pack every couple of 3 months, and you had to make 1 pack of diapers last. You had to use them cloth diapers, and you had to wash them out and stuff like that.
Remember when you could pick up Coca-Cola and root beer bottles and all, and you could put them back in the case and go back and you got a nickel for them?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And too, the caps were worth something. If you saved a
Oh,
whole
yeah,
bunch
yeah,
of the
yeah.
caps,
Well, certain ones of them had things underneath them. You
yeah,
turned them over and
you
there was
got
something.
money for
yeah,
it.
yeah.
When you turned them in.
Yeah. Oh, man. Gosh.
Side vent windows. Hey, the side vent windows saved to many of us. You could get that, what is it called? Coat hanger?
Yeah.
In through that
in through the side vent window and unlock your door. Yep.
And back then they had these big knobs on top of the lock.
Yep.
So that you could get that hanger around it and pull
it up if you forgot and locked the door.
Or you could reach in and get the handle and pull it.
There's so many. Guys, we could sit here and go on all
Party
night
lines.
long about all the things that were so much fun that's been taken away. You know, I mean, it just...
Dashboards weren't padded. They were just metal.
No, they were actual steel dashboards.
That's what I'm saying. They were metal.
Yeah, they were all steel. Remember, I had a 49 Ford that was, the whole dash wasn't nothing but steel.
The chewing gum wrapper chains. Now, I never made those, but I had friends that would sit for hours and make those things. I wasn't into that kind of stuff.
Gun racks that went in the back window of the pickup truck.
And then went to school.
And then you went to school with a gun in the back of your truck window. You didn't worry about nobody.
And the doors not locked.
And the doors wasn't locked, and nobody got shot.
Nope. And nobody stole your gun or
nobody
your truck.
took your gun. Nobody took your truck, because you didn't lock the doors in it.
How many remember the hand signals out the window? Left,
oh,
right,
yeah.
Stop.
Hold your arm up, lay it down flat, lay it down. Yep. And we, like Little Rock on the Prairie said, and we all actually lived. We survived.
Most of us did.
Most of us survived.
You had a one every now and then that didn't make it, but I told Danny I went through 12 years of school. I didn't go to kindergarten, 1st grade through 12th grade, did not lose one kid in 12 years. Yep. Everybody we went to school with made it all 12 years. That summer, one of the girls was skiing and hit a pier, and it killed her. And then another girl was killed in a car accident, I think. But we made it 12 years, all of us.
That's it.
And then it wasn't cancer.
Wait a minute.
Nowadays, kids have cancer.
Let's think about this for a minute now. What else?
I don't remember people having
Brill
cancer.
cream.
Brill cream.
Guys put Brill cream in their hair.
Yeah. Dippity-doo.
Or hair wax. You know, guys
Dippity-doo.
cut that. You got these flat tops. Guys wore a flat top haircut, and you had to put that hair wax in your hair, and it would make your hair stick straight up.
Yeah, that dippity-doo. Now I didn't use it, but my mama did, because she did these curl things in her hair. But I didn't do the.
A bumper jack. It's a jack. You put it under the bumper and jack your car, because the car had a real frame under it.
Yeah, I had to learn to do that in high schools before I could get my past driver's ed.
I remember when I first went into Auto Body Works, they came out what was called the unified body under a vehicle, and I had to learn how to put one of those cars back together because it didn't have an actual frame under it. I remember the unified bodies. All
right, Ron. Thank you, Ron. He said, talk about the cable rig heavy equipment like bulldozers before the hydraulics.
Oh, yeah. No. Bulldozers had cables on them. They didn't have the hydraulics. They were actually cable operated.
Yeah. So
actually, to be honest with you, a cable bulldozer or a cable road grader actually done a smoother, better job than a hydraulic one does.
Oh, nair and neat.
Nair and neat, no hair.
You took the hair off your
legs.
Took
your hair off your legs. Probably causes cancer today, but I mean.
And copper tone.
Yep, I remember.
I was, as a teenager, wanted to lay out a lot, so everybody bought copper tone. Copper tone was the #1 sunscreen you could get.
High Karate aftershave lotion. Remember that?
Yeah.
Everybody did the High Karate.
That was popular.
Bobby socks.
I like the knee highs. Now, Bobby socks was in, but I like knee highs. I was a knee high girl back in high school.
And remember good TV programs like they said, like the Three Stooges?
Mm-hmm.
You didn't have to worry about.
Three Stooges came on at 6:30 in the morning on whatever channel we had, channel 7.
Whatever the channel was, yeah.
We had one channel, y'all.
That's it.
Most people had 3. We had 1. The other 2 would not come in unless you hit it just right with the antenna and just stood there and held it, and everybody else watched. I mean, you couldn't leave it.
And what was the other one you used to put over the stove? Jiffy Pop popcorn.
Mm-hmm.
The aluminum top would sit up there and pop up on it and all like this.
Yeah, we got some of that once maybe a couple of times a year.
Yep.
That was it. And my mom worked at in a store, like I said, at what did I call it? McClellan's. And they had, if you remember, these long counters with popcorn in one thing, and then you had a long counter with a glass, and you could smell the roasted nuts. They had fresh roasted nuts. Oh my goodness, the smell was fabulous. And then they would have pretty candies in there. And remember the penny candy?
Yeah, you used to get like a Tootsie Roll. Was it a Tootsie
Roll for a penny?
And them little striped things that look like logs.
Peanut butter.
Peanut butter things. You could get them for a penny. You get a penny box of matches.
You could get a penny, the little sixlets that had the little the little chocolate balls in them.
Yeah, and then the little things that look like lifesavers, but they were little tiny
Yeah.
What do you call
Sweet
it?
tarts.
Sweet tarts.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then they come out with jawbreakers.
Yeah.
Every kid out should have
a
no
25.
teeth whatsoever.
Have to have a 15 or 20 cent jawbreaker.
Yeah. And it would last forever. Black drop. Yeah.
Oh, I remember the black drop.
Oh, my granny lived on that stuff.
Now, when I'm talking about medicine now, in our house you had Dr. Tishner's was a medicine. You had mercurocone, methylate,
Black drop,
Jensen Violet, Pepto-Bismol,
the things Daddy took. Blop, fizz.
Alka-Seltzer.
Yeah.
Alka-Seltzers. I mean, these were the medicines of the day, you know? I mean,
you didn't have a cabinet full of medicine.
Right.
That was it. You didn't have pill bottles. And you didn't take pills not at my house. Nobody took pills at my house.
Oh, man. I sit back and, you know what that means, don't you?
What?
This just means we're old.
Pixie sticks and fireballs.
Oh, I remember pixie sticks.
I remember the fireballs.
Yep.
I was one that liked the fireball.
Yep.
I did.
That's it.
Yeah.
Man, oh man, this is just
bread bags on your feet in the winter.
Oh yeah, to keep your feet dry, you put bread bags on and put your socks on.
And candy cigarettes.
Yep.
Every now and then we would get a pack of candy cigarettes, and Daddy didn't really like for us to do that,
My
but
daddy,
he would let us every now and then. He would break.
My daddy
down.
would not let us get a candy cigarette. Nope.
Yeah, and the candy necklaces and the candy bracelets and stuff like that. I mean, you put them on your neck and walk around and then pick them up and eat one off and put it back down. Okay, how sanitary is that? It ain't, but we lived.
We all lived through it, though.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Remember the little thing? I don't know
Kodak.
I don't remember what you call these things, but they had candy in them and had a little head, and when you would pull the head.
Pez dispensers. I had those.
And it would put a piece of candy up when you mash it down like that.
Pez dispensers,
yeah.
yes.
I remember seeing them. I never got one, but.
I didn't very often, but I didn't like the Pez candy that much. I was not a big, but I mean, yeah.
Man, Cracker Jacks.
Oh yeah, I love me some Cracker Jacks.
Cracker Jacks, and you got a toy inside it.
Yes. And it wasn't much of a toy.
It wasn't much.
It was to start with.
It was a pretty decent toy sometimes.
Used to you get a little ring or something, and then it went to you got a. What do you put it on your hand? A sticker.
Oh, a tattoo.
They started doing tattoos.
Yeah, you started. You
and my mama said, "No way, Jose."
Yeah, my mama. She wouldn't let us do that now.
Yeah, my sister snuck and put one on her hand one time, and Mama didn't pay it no attention. We got to church, and boy, here out the door she went. My sister towing her out and scrubbing that arm. I mean, you scrubbed till you got it off.
Yep.
Geritol was the other one.
Oh yeah. Geritol for the old people.
Yeah.
That was a 3S tonic. That was another one we had in our household. 3S tonic. If you had low iron blood in your low iron.
Yeah, I had to take some of that, and my mama made me take sulfur tablets.
Oh, my daddy.
I had to eat them things.
My daddy lived on sulfur tablets. Yes, the Viewmaster.
Oh, I love my Viewmaster.
You sit up here and be like.
We had a collection of those reels, and if we went on vacation, which we didn't go a lot, but if we did, Daddy looked and found the reels for the vacation, and we got to get those and bring them home.
Man, I was going to tell you, we could sit here and we could talk about this for hours
Kerosene
and
ball
hours.
flares for road work.
Yeah, that's true.
Catch something on fire, but that's okay.
That's
okay.
There's
road work ahead.
That's okay. The toys.
Bubble gum with bazooka.
I mean, we had
comic strips.
We had G.I. Joe dolls for the guys, and now they're called G.I. Don't Know dolls. You know what I mean?
Now the boys play with this, whatever the girls play with.
The boys play with whatever.
And it ain't toys.
They got Ken Barbies now. I mean, you know what? My daddy would have beat me within an inch of my life if he found me with a doll.
Ron said, being one of the first long-haired hippies in school full of rednecks. Exactly.
I was one of them, Ron. I was one of them. When you
let your hair grow, people start going,
when I was in the 7th grade, I decided to let my hair grow out because I noticed that the girls liked longer-haired boys. And, you know, from that, I mean, I just had long hair when I was in school.
I had a light bright.
I remember light bright. She plugged the little things in them.
Yeah, put the little colored pegs in the holes and makes a picture show.
Yes.
Peanuts in your Coke, or actually it was
Actually,
peanuts
it's
in
peanuts.
the root RC.
Well, if you lived in the South, it was either a root beer or an
RC.
RC and a moon pie. You
Yeah.
had to have all three of them.
And I love moon pies too.
Ooh, I used to love some moon pies. I can't eat them now, but I used to love them. There's so many things. And
Tonka
remember,
toys.
there's one here. What is that? Who's that? Serious Prepper? Records on the back of cereal boxes.
Yes,
Remember?
and they work.
And they worked. Yes. Remember we had a 30, was it 33 or a 45?
It was a 45 probably.
We actually had records. I still have some today. I still have the records. I mean, it's
not
just,
anything that's really valuable, but
well, they're in,
there's some Elvis, isn't there?
No, they've never been opened. They're still in the packs that have never
Not
been opened.
Elvis, but
no, I've got all of the country singers, you know,
was
different
a
ones
few.
of them. Yeah.
He had some
Oh man, I just
lava lamps. Oh my goodness. Oh, I think I had one of those, and I had the cat. The I Am a Me says, I love what y'all were talking about.
Well, I mean, every now and then we forget our heritage and we forget our past. And Wanda and I were today were talking about that. We were like, you know what? Sometimes we just gotta sit down and talk about it.
Paper dolls. Okay.
Oh yeah.
I had paper dolls.
Most people don't know how to make a paper doll.
Well, Mama would actually buy us the paper doll with the clothes, and you had the little flaps, and you hung it over the shoulder, and you had this little stand that you stood her up in, and you could change her clothes. But if you were like, we would be at my aunt's house and we didn't have anything to play with, and she'd hand us a catalog, and she said, make you some paper dolls.
Yep.
So we would go through the catalog and pick out the daddy and the mama and the kids, and if we wanted clothes, we'd look for a different shirt and fix it on the daddy if we could make it. I mean, at least we were busy.
Well, we had spools with sticks and a rubber band, and that would make our toys out of them. We'd wind this thing up on the spool and put it in the dirt, and it would just crawl along through the dirt like that, you know. And we played under the house in the dirt, making roads and stuff like that, you know.
Well, I told you we used to take the metal cars, because I stayed at my aunt's house all the time, and she had two boys my age, and they had metal the Tonka, the metal trucks, and they would take a stick and they would tie a string to one end of the stick and tie a string to the front of the truck, and then you had this long stick, and you didn't have to get on the ground. You didn't have to
bend over, yeah.
We took the stick and guided the truck, and we walked and ran around, and they would take a hoe. A hoe. And make a road in the sand, because you didn't have a whole bunch of grass in your yard.
Oh, Lord, here we go back here. We got to look at this one here now. Country Girl Prepper. Homemade slingshots. Man, my daddy used to make us a slingshot. I used to make slingshots all the time. I mean, there's an art to making slingshots.
My middle son was deadly with a slingshot. He could kill anything he wanted to kill, like birds and different little small animals, because he could hit whatever he aimed at with a slingshot.
I was bad with a slingshot now. My daddy would make me slingshots.
Skipping rope. Yep. We had a lot of jump rope. That was our big deal, was we would get outside and tie. If we didn't, there was only two of us, you tied the rope to a tree, and then one of you got on the other end, and you threw for somebody to jump, and then you swapped. If you didn't have three people.
When it was safe to drink out of a garden hose?
We still do. I still do sometimes, and he goes, "Oh, don't drink that." I'm like,
It was actually safe to drink. They were made out of real rubber. It was safe to drink out of a water hose.
Yep.
Elliot James says, I was nasty.
I think we all must have been.
We must have all been nastier. I mean, we were talking about this here a while back to somebody. I forgot who it was. Kids have to eat so much dirt. It's just meant to be, you know.
The Thumbelina dolls. Yes, that's a doll that would flip over.
I thought it was Thumbelina.
Thumbelina, it might have been.
Oh, yeah.
But she tumbled.
Yeah.
She would tumble.
Playing marbles.
And then the big tall doll that was life size.
I didn't do dolls, so I don't know.
Yeah, the life size doll was real popular. I can't remember if I had one or one of my sisters had one. We only got one out of the three of us. We didn't all three get one. And the rag dolls. Raggedy Ann and Andy.
I didn't play dolls. I don't know. I had to work.
Come on. And teddy bears. Teddy bears was my favorite. I had a teddy bear.
Mud pies, hopscotch, The old Sears and Roebuck catalog. Sears and Roebuck sold everything back then.
And Montgomery Ward.
And Montgomery Ward.
That's what we shopped for Christmas. Chatty Cathy. Now, I didn't have a Chatty Cathy. I didn't want no dog talk more than I did.
Slinky.
Yes.
The Slinkies. They would walk down the steps and just, do the thing.
Did you push a brick in the dirt? Yeah, if you didn't have anything else, you could take a brick and ride around with the brick. If you didn't
have a toy or nothing, you just made it out of something, you know?
My granny showed me how to take passion fruit. We call it the fancy name passion fruit now.
Right.
It's called a maypop.
It's called a maypop.
I ain't never heard of passion fruit.
No, it's still called a maypop.
It's a maypop. And they would get about this big, and Granny would say, go find you some maypops and come here. And when we get there, she'd take her broom, and the broom had straws in it.
Right.
And she'd pull off some of her straws, and she'd break them, and she'd make them arms, and she'd make them legs. And I can't remember what she used for eyes. And she'd say, here, y'all go play with these dolls a while. And we'd play with a maypop doll.
Play with a maypop doll, and then you get through, you could eat it. Man, I tell you what.
And I had a pogo stick. Yes, I love my pogo stick.
There's so many things that has just changed. And supposedly technology made it where we were better, and we had more time, more educated, and I swear, if we ain't stupider and working ourselves to death, and more miserable. I mean, it's just crazy. This thing's sitting still. Oh, you got it sitting still.
Okay, I was gonna say, the pogo stick. I could take and go in my subdivision all the way around the subdivision on the pogo stick. I was a pogo stick champ. I could go up and down hills. I love my pogo stick. I was the only person that played on it.
There's so many things. I mean, the Evel Knievel dolls. I mean, the Evel Knievel cars. I mean, it's just
climbing up a pine tree and riding it to the ground. Now, yes. I didn't climb trees.
We used to do little hickories that way. We'd climb up in a hickory nut tree.
The inchworm.
Yes.
Those were cute, but no, we didn't have one, but other kids did. I think. Even my little brother, I don't think got an inchworm. No,
I don't know.
But I remember them. Stilts. Yes, I always wanted stilts, and Mama wouldn't get it. She got me a pogo stick instead.
She was afraid you'd break your leg on stilts, but she got you a pogo stick instead.
Pogo stick.
Yeah.
And the unicycle.
Oh, I remember the unicycle. Yeah.
We went to my cousin's, and she had a unicycle, and she was riding it down the street in front of her house. She lived in town. And so I begged Mama for a unicycle. I think that's when she got the pogo stick. Yeah. She said, you can have a pogo stick. You can't have a unicycle.
She probably think you ain't coordinated enough to ride a unicycle.
No.
Oh, man. I mean, I'm sitting here, guys. This is just... We have forgotten so much. Like the little army men. Guys used to play with little army men.
And the little...
And farm animals and stuff like that.
You still get farm
kids
animals.
Had an imagination back then.
Remember when Cade was little and he'd come to our house and I had the little army man?
Yep.
Cade would sit there, and this has only been about 5 or 6 years ago. He would sit there, and we had to play army men with him for hours. He loved playing with the army men.
Stretch Armstrong.
Yes.
Remember the doll? I don't remember. I mean, my brother had one of them, the Stretch Armstrong. Yeah.
Mine was always, one of my kids always wanted to cut it open and see what was in it. That's where their mind went.
That's why, we always had to know what made him like that.
Why? Let's figure out what made him do this.
Oh, man. Oh, gosh.
Oh, we used to sit on the front porch and count the cars that passed.
Well, we had a front porch, but we didn't have a road in front of the house.
Oh, my goodness.
Man. Everybody had a hula hoop.
The clackers and the
stick horses.
Yes.
Everybody had a stick horse. We would ride around like we was riding on a stick horse.
I had my first pair of blue jeans was bell bottoms. Very first pair.
Man.
And I'm talking bigger than I am around.
What about this one? Remember when you went to a gas station and the oil had to have a spigot stuck in the top of it before you could pour it in the motor? There was no twist off caps on the oil thing.
It was actually in a can.
It was actually in a can, and it was a metal can at that. Yeah. Matter of fact, I still have one of them oil spigots somewhere.
And see, when I was little, our first Barbie house would look like a suitcase. it opened and closed, and it was two sides, and you had hung the clothes up, and then you had a place for the doll and a place that pulled out for the shoes. And that was what we called our Barbie house.
Yeah.
Until they come out with them townhouse things, and my cousin, little bitty cousin, got one. And when I was older, my sister threw a fit. She wanted a townhouse. She didn't get. I don't know that she ever got a townhouse. And a Corvette. Barbie got a Corvette. And
my sister might have had that stuff. I don't know.
No, that was after us. We didn't get all that stuff. I had the suitcase, and my mama made all the Barbie clothes.
Here's one. Ocean Sea says, remember the door-to-door encyclopedia salesman?
Yes, I actually bought some from one.
That and the vacuum cleaner salesman.
Too. I bought from a vacuum cleaner salesman and the encyclopedia.
Yeah. Because we was like, man,
early marriage.
We was like, encyclopedias would make us so smart.
My kids that was the best investment, because I homeschooled. I was one of the weird ones back in the 90s, and I was homeschooling. And so we bought the encyclopedias for the kids, and that was the best investment ever. And then what was it, Electrolux?
The Electrolux, yes.
And so when he come around,
and Kirby.
I ended up with an Electrolux.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was the best vacuum cleaner ever. It
man.
took a long. Yeah.
Man. Well, I mean, we could sit here, we could go on for hours. I'm telling you guys, the world has just gone bonkers on us, you know?
Yeah, we got to talk about deep South stuff a little bit, because
we done got sidetracked here talking about good old times.
Yeah, and it's done gone.
Look, we ain't got 15 minutes left here.
We may go over time.
We might have to go over tonight.
Y'all, whatever you do, encourage others. If you're not subscribed, subscribe.
Please subscribe. We're at $3.99. Oh no, $2.99.
$2.99. We need less than 1,000 people.
When we get to 300,000 subscribers, we're gonna give something away.
Well, I've been giving stuff away.
I know, but we're gonna give something else away. I don't know what. I might give you away.
Yeah. Okay, I'm free.
Wanda's for sale. No, Wanda's not for sale. You can have her for free. Remember, look, this is what my daddy. You talk about things that people used to say. This is what my daddy used to tell me. He said, son, that girl you seeing right now, you could eat her up. 10 years later, you'll wish you had ate her up. So, oh, man.
But anyway, back to 300,000.
Yes.
When we hit 300,000, we have lots of nice, bigger gifts we're giving away. But right now, this week on Patreon, I gave away a bunch of herb seeds. And so, put in the comments right quick any type of unusual herbs, not the sage and all this. Something unusual. Think outside the box, unusual herbs. And let's see how many of you can guess some of the herbs that I might have left. And then we have a thing with So Right Seeds.
Yep. We have teamed up with So Right Seeds to be able to bless someone.
3 people.
3 people with some seeds, because Wanda and I, you know, we're one of the few people, I guess, that are privy to have inside stuff about some of the things that's going to be coming to pass in the future. And because of that, we see a really, really strong need for people to be able to have their own seed banks. So what we've done is, like Wanda said, we have teamed up with So Right in order to be able to bless 3 different people with some seeds.
Yeah. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of... Now, y'all are hitting, and it's going so fast till I can't read them.
No, I can't.
But
it's going way too fast.
I see some of the ones that I have, so I'm looking there. But now, for So Right Seeds, hit the link. I don't know if I put it in this... If I didn't, Lippy, I'm sorry, I forgot to put it in the description. But I'll go back when this is over, and I will put the So Right link in here.
She got the seed giveaway link right there.
Did she? Okay. Lippy's putting the seed giveaway link. If I didn't put it in the description, I will pin a comment, and I will put it in the description where y'all can go. You have till the 3rd, I think.
Yeah.
March the 3rd, and So Right will send an email, so y'all check your.
You gotta check your spam.
Check
your
for
spam.
So Right Seeds.
Yep.
And 3 people will get I think it's beans, corn, cucumber, tomato. I know it's like 5 or 6 packs of seeds these 3 people will get. And then Danny and I are going to be giving away a few things. He's going to talk about that later, and different seeds and stuff we'll deal with.
Yeah.
In coming weeks, let me see if I can find the picture right quick.
Yes. Take a good look at Take a good look at this.
If I can get it.
No, the camera's up
camera's
there.
up here. Can y'all see? Let me get this
Get that out of the way right there. There we go.
Miss Slippy has come out with the new peppercorn colors. They're red, white, and blue. And for all the holidays coming up, you want that on your table. You check out Miss Slippy's Bayou Blend. Miss Slippy's Bayou Blends. I think her website is missslippysblends.com. You have to go to her.
Slippy, you can put up your.
Yeah, put a link to your. You or Allison put a link to your website.
To your website. Yeah.
We're going to be giving away some of her red, white, and blue peppercorns in a couple of 3 weeks. If we hit 300,000 before then, we'll give it away when we hit it. But then Miss Allison, I've got a picture, but I don't know if I can pull it up right quick. I'll have to see if I can find it. Miss Allison has sent.
Your plants. Don't forget that.
Okay, we'll show that in just a minute. Okay. Let's see if I can get this where y'all can see it. Some lucky person needs a Denali canner, a pressure canner. So we're going to, in 3 or 4 weeks, we're going to give away a Denali pressure canner. That's hard to say for me.
Denali pressure canner.
Yes.
Yes.
And then I'm going to do up a big box of canning supplies and put it together. Another person will get a whole box of canning goodies. And then Vego, our Vego Gardens.
Vego Gardens, I'm letting you go. You on a roll, go.
I'm on a roll. We just became brand ambassadors for Vego Gardens. That's the metal raised beds. And they are going to be hosting a giveaway of one of their
This is good
beds.
For y'all now. A lot of y'all can't afford one of these raised beds.
And
you got to keep watching us. You got to subscribe to us. You got to watch the videos because Vego Garden Beds is going to give away one of their beds to one lucky person.
Somewhere along the way, it'll be toward the end of the month. Trying to think what else we got going on. Books.
Books. We have books we're going to be giving away.
Next weekend, we're going to be giving away some Carla Emery
encyclopedias
of country living.
Yes.
Isn't that what it's called?
The big old thick encyclopedia of country living.
Yes. Next weekend, we plan on doing that. Let's see. The Denali canner can go on the induction cooktops. Lots of people have induction cooktops.
Yeah.
The Denali will go on the induction cooktop. I do remember reading that, so that's a good thing.
Yeah.
So, let's see, what else are we doing? About the Vego beds. And I did ask, it's like Lego, but it's Vego.
Yes, Vego.
And if y'all see us on social media anywhere, and it is Vego beds, then yes, they have our permission to use our stuff that way. Other than that, nobody else has permission to use our stuff. All the rest of the stuff you see is probably not us and somebody's stealing our content. But Vego does have permission.
Yeah. But anyway, we're in a generous giving mood, and we want to, because there's more stuff than that coming. That's why we're telling people, there's some things coming down the pipeline. We want to get as much stuff out there to people as we possibly can, while we still can. So, guys, we have a lot of stuff to give away. And, well, I hate to use that word because the bots...
Yeah, that's what
we don't use the word give away.
I've said it several times tonight because I got forgotten.
We're going to be using the word blessed somebody with, because when you start using that other word, the bots come online and they start just hammering the heck out of you.
Okay, Ron, you'll have to send me what you want to do. Ron is a prepper, prepper fiction.
Prepper,
I forgot how. Prepper fiction guy, and he has one of his really good books is Old Fart's Survival Guide.
Old Fart Survival Guide, yes.
That's probably the best survival guide. So Ron, if you send me one of them, that'll be fine. There's Love Runs Rampant wants to know about my blood and how I've been doing. I've been doing really good.
She's doing
We've
good.
Been planting a lot, doing a lot of planting, staying outside a lot, and so far everything seems to be okay. I haven't had my blood checked yet, but I will soon. That's on my to-do list, right?
Yep.
Once you start this journey to the doctor, it seems like it's never ending.
I mean, a lot of people look at me and Wanda and think that all we do is just try to, you know, take. And guys, that is not who we are. Wanda and I are very generous people. We try to cut deals with companies to get as much stuff given to people as possible, and including ourselves. We try to give as much as we can. We have things coming up in the future that in canning season, you guys are going to want to be watching us because we have things we're going to bless people with. It's just out of this world.
Miss D says, do you have room for any pecans in your walk-in cooler? You can shove the Danny corn around a little bit.
Yes.
You know he has room. He would fill my house full of pecans.
I would fill her house full of pecans if I could.
Actually, there's some in the floor that he's still cracking on.
I'm still cracking on some of your other pecans, Miss D. I still have them, and they're still
quite finished.
I haven't quite finished. I got them right over there.
He says they're in cracks still.
Yep.
Still cracking on them. Oh, that's so funny.
Oh yeah.
But we do have a lot of things coming up, and we do like to bless people.
We like to bless people.
And as I think of things, then I've been writing them down, and every week, even though we may take us it's taken us a year to get 1,000 people.
It's just taken almost a year to gain 1,000 people.
And we like 1,000 more, getting to 300,000.
Yeah.
So if y'all can help us a little quicker than a year.
Yeah.
It would be great. But if it takes a year, then we'll see y'all next year sometime.
Yeah. But when we get to 300,000, I mean, share our videos. Share it all social medias, because we don't do nothing but YouTube now. Just share and Patreon. Just share our stuff out there, and when we get to 300,000, we're going to give away some amazing
electroculture
things.
rods. I'm going to be ordering some for Mr. Mickey from Hills Mill Homestead, so somebody be getting electroculture rods along the way.
Yep, we're going to do the electroculture
and we
rods.
like to help out our friends like Miss Lippy and Hills Mills and things like that. I mean, y'all can go to the grocery store and get stuff, and y'all can run to Walmart and get what you want, but some of this stuff is on your extra list. I'd like to have, or I'm going to save for, and that's where we try to bless people with a few things.
My Crooked Little Homestead, thank you for that. That means a lot to us.
Yes. And somebody was saying they were looking at the Vago beds today. They have a lot of accessories. I'm going to be forgot it.
Miss Wanda's going to be forgot about this. They actually have live plants that they'll ship directly to your house.
I got these today.
We had
Can you hold it where they can see
We
it?
ordered, I guess the water dripping out of it?
Yeah.
Yep. We ordered some of these today. Now this is a pepper plant here.
It's called Kitchen Minis.
These are called Kitchen Minis.
Now this is an orange, and it makes little orange
little small sweet peppers.
This is a cocoa tomato, and these things are healthy. I don't know if I can get it around where I can get to the camera and not spill something on the computer. These things are healthy. And then I got a cucumber and another tomato. The cucumber, you see how healthy this plant is and how big? And I'm weaving it too much, but it is beautiful. And they're green, and I'm going to show you how they came. I have not ever seen this before, and some of you, I'm new to some of this weird stuff.
This is how they're shipping them to us.
The plant comes in this part, the base, the pot, and the plant's up here. It's got holes in it so they can breathe, and this keeps them from drying out. I mean, amazing. You get 5 plants at a time. I only got 4, but I just ordered those 4 because that's what I wanted to try. and I wanted a kitchen minis garden. So we're gonna try that.
Yeah, Vago Garden Beds, guys, they have a phenomenal. I mean, I went ahead and ordered me an arch system. I'm gonna be showing y'all how I'm gonna be attaching it to the raised beds that we got from Vago. When I saw it, I had no idea they even had this kind of stuff. They just got tons of stuff. And I told Wanda, I said, it's gardening season, and I've just got to have it, you know?
And then they do have the covers. Like I put a cheap greenhouse, a mini greenhouse over mine for the last week because it was cooler at night. And I'd had that little mini greenhouse for like 5 or 6 years. And so I put it over it, and then after looking, they have their own. So they have their own netting system that fits over it. That's taller.
They actually have the wire that goes underneath the raised beds. We didn't know that at the time.
Yeah, we didn't know that.
And I went and bought hardware cloth, and they already sell the stuff to go under it to keep voles and moles and stuff from coming up in them.
So y'all check the accessories. Don't just look at the beds. And you can choose any size bed you want for whatever type configuration you want. But actually, we filled 4 of them today to finish out the other side of the greenhouse, and we know we don't have the greenhouse finished.
No, we don't have the greenhouse finished.
But we're going to be raising food. So we have 8 beds in the greenhouse, 4 on each side, and we will be filling the other 4 this week. Danny planted Cherokee yellow wax beans.
I planted 2 rows of Cherokee yellow wax beans, yes.
And then I planted some tomatoes, cucumbers, basil, and squash.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we started. I know it's February, guys, but we have warm weather, and we were actually enjoying the spring.
Oh, today has been like heaven outside. It is. It has been really, really nice.
Yeah.
But there was something I was going to mention here, and it just totally slipped my mind listening to you sitting there talking. Oh,
we don't use coconut coir, but we did use perlite and vermiculite.
Yes, we have. Well, we have video. Well, do we have video? We have videos showing how we amended our raised beds. Yeah.
On Pecan Grove.
On Pecan Grove. That's what we tell you guys. Go to Pecan Grove. That's where all the informational videos are right now.
Okay, my crooked little homestead said they went. After losing my home to a fire, I watched your videos on building your cabin and learned how to build walls and an addition to a 10 by 10 cabin. Thank you. I now have a 1-bedroom cabin. That is awesome.
That is awesome.
I think they're in Canada.
Yeah, they're in Canada. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the weather's going to be changing pretty drastically here. Now, our morning lows will still be pretty cool, but our daytime temps are going to get up pretty warm. But now, let me tell you guys something. I don't know if is this video come out about the on Patreon.
It's on Patreon.
It's on Patreon. We have a video over there of my new deer detectors and protectors. Guys,
actually it was a funny, but
these things are amazing.
They're annoying, but
Wanda hates them. I love them. You know, she's like, would you change them and get something different? I'm like, no, I'm going to leave it just like it is.
These little devices are solar. They're awesome, and we'll try to do a video and show on Deep South. We've got to do a video for
Monday. It's on Patreon. They can just go over to Patreon.
But we got to do a more in-depth video. That's a little short.
I know we do.
But Danny was trying to set these things up, and they have 3 or 4 different modes.
Several different modes on them.
And he set one up, and he walked off, and we went around. This is Danny cornfield. And we went around to the other side, and it was supposed to go off only when something walks in front of it.
Right.
Well, we get all the way around on the other side and putting one up, and that thing goes off. And he said, well, there's nothing in front of it.
I know.
And in about 1 to 2 minutes, it went off again. And then in a few minutes, it went off again, and it kept going off, and it sounded like a small war going on.
It sounds like a war. Somebody's asking, is there a trick to where to place the electroculture antennas? It's not a trick. It's just the actual science behind it. It goes on this. If If you're living in the northern hemisphere, it goes on the south side of your plant, about 2 inches away from your plant.
Yeah, Miss Carolyn from Food Forest said, "I love your new deer thing."
I love it.
It was funny.
It's funny.
I'm talking, it was hilariously funny.
If you lived in a subdivision or had real close neighbors, they probably called the law on you. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, you can turn the voice down some.
Yeah, but it's just fun to have it loud.
I know. And what happened this morning, he didn't have them set to nighttime only. And this morning we were out working in the greenhouse, and you heard the one at the garden, and then when we were at the greenhouse, you could hear the one on the road. And I'm sitting there. I said, "Danny, you got to go fix it. There's a dog barking." He said, "No, that's one of the neighbor's dogs." I said, "No, that's our dog."
That's our dog. We don't. That's our electronic dog.
We have 6 of them.
We have 6 electronic
Can you imagine
dogs.
6 going off all over the property?
Oh.
It is funny, but you know, when we go over to Pecan Grove, you ride down the road, it kicks it, because we got one facing where they come in on the road, and they're all around the garden.
They're all around the gardens. They're everywhere.
Corn.
I mean, actually, when I first turned this device on, it scared me, and I knew it was going to come on. And I jumped, and
then later I come in, and I was playing with it, and him and another guy were outside, and when I kicked it on, Danny jumped again.
Oh, it was funny though. We will be buying more of them. I can tell you that.
You're gonna put some different sounds on.
We will be. I mean, the thing about these devices is that you can record your own things on it.
Yeah.
And my thing is, I think I'm going to record one, especially out by the road over at Pecan Grove, on the way into the property. I'm going to record one there that says, "Stop, or I will shoot."
Boom.
And then I'm gonna. I mean, if somebody gets there, they'll just have to stand there, because of course I won't be there, but I mean the thing will be hollering, "Stop, or I'll shoot." Next
morning, sometime you'll find them standing there going.
They'll probably still be standing there the next day, not wanting to move. Probably done be peed all over themselves and everything else, because they're scared to go to the bathroom. But anyway,
Miss
Lippy sent you a message.
Okay.
Yeah.
I forgot she's supposed to be sending me a message.
This thing, we love them. We done fell in love with them.
We?
Yeah, well, I have. Miss Wanda. Yeah.
No, they are good. But it's 20 seconds of dogs barking and guns shooting simultaneously, back and forth.
Yeah, back and forth. And it's bad sounding dogs.
And it's the dogs sounds like, what are they called? Doberman
like
Pinschers?
Pit bulls and Doberman Pinschers and everything.
And then somebody with a gun. Boom! And boom! Boom, boom!
I mean, it sounds pretty bad.
Okay, so we have some winners.
We have some winners here.
These are on the herbs.
On the herbs. Miss Wanda has some winners on the herbs. They were picked at random throughout the live stream tonight. We didn't want to say that we had a GIVEAWAY
come up. So
yeah.
For our winners, if you're still in the
chat now,
email me at deepsouthhomestead@gmail.com with your address, and I will ship out next week. Sage goes to Dowell's Homestead. Purslane to Darlene.
Is it just Darlene?
Yeah, just Darlene.
Okay.
Not just Darlene, but Darlene.
Darlene, if you're on here, you got to get us. Go to our email.
Stinging nettle, orange to sweet. That's orange, the number 2, sweet. Mugwort goes to Child of God. Plantain, no worries. Man, this sound like a church service.
I'm fixing to say, man, this is reading off all these names like this is weird.
Okay, the lovage is going to River Bottom Homestead. The toothache plant is going to Country, not a plant, seeds. All these are seeds.
These are all seeds, yeah.
Toothache is going to Country Nana. I'm a Country Nana.
Yeah.
Okay, and Wormwood is going to Soul, Soul, Ease, EZ, Simplicity. Okay, so congratulations, guys. Just send me. Lippy said, you're looking beautiful, but we're doing herbs. Okay, I'm sorry. I was reading my email.
Oh, man.
So,
all right.
Motion sensor speakers. Yes, that's what they are.
Yes, they're motion sensor speakers. Yes.
And they have flashing red lights, too.
Big, giant red lights flashing. I mean,
and at night, the infrared's what picks up.
Yeah, the infrared picks up a very long distance.
Yeah.
Do we have a discount code with Vigo?
Yes, when you go through our link, I think I want to say somebody said it's 10%. I mean, I don't know. The woman set it up, and I'm just giving out information. I don't usually read through what they do on their end, and so I don't know unless she puts it in my end. But I think they said it's 10%, and it might be 15% on the first order, and then 10% every order afterward or something. I don't remember. Don't quote me, because I don't know. You just have to go over to Vigo and look. All right. Yeah, we passed our time.
We way past our time here. I knew we was going to do it.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I squeezed in the Homestead.
Congratulations to all the winners, and you have how long to contact us?
Till tomorrow.
Yep, till tomorrow.
Because I will be fixing everything and mailing out Monday.
Okay. J-No More Numbers said I saw 30%.
Okay, I really don't know now. And they may be running sales. I think is President's Day coming up, or is it done past?
It's done past.
But it could still be through today. Might have been a President's Day sale, so yeah, you could have got more.
Yeah.
And I got something saying they were having something.
Someone said Carolyn said she just ordered Vigo raised bed and it gave me 30%.
Okay, so right now, I mean, maybe through tonight or something, or maybe a little longer, it might be 30%. I don't know.
Yes.
Is there a link for the deer speakers? I will try and look on Amazon and see if I can put that under there. I think I put it on Patreon, so I think
it is on Patreon. Yes.
Throw it over. You're welcome for the memory lane. Yes. Okay.
Oh man.
All right. So.
Okay.
Let's have our prayer. Y'all put up your prayer request, and.
Oh man.
It's Buddy said it's 30% right now until the weekend is over. They just went over on the website. Thank you.
Yes.
I was thinking I just read something they sent, and I thought it was maybe 30 for the weekend only.
Yeah.
Through the weekend.
Through the weekend. Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
And
all right. Well, we'll have our prayer. I know we've gone over time. But you know, sometimes it's okay to go over. It's not a bad thing.
I'll try to put a link to the barking dog security thing after this is over.
Yes.
Y'all have to give me time.
Y'all have to give us a few minutes after we get off tonight to get everything done, okay? You just don't give up on us.
Just keep checking.
Everybody's wanting prayers, and we will make that happen. So, Father, we come to you tonight, Lord. In the name of Christ, we come before you, asking for petitions to be answered tonight. We when we started off here tonight, we saw people that we knew that had cancer that had made it to the live stream tonight, and Father, we want to ask that you bless their lives, and anyone else who's dealing with this terrible sickness, Lord, we pray for healing for their bodies and for comfort and the ability to just be able to enjoy life again. And Father, for those that are having surgeries and having neck and back problems, Lord, that includes me and Wanda. And Father, I just pray that we can all just seem to, you know, like you said in Scripture, we mount up wings like an eagle and fly. We'll run and not be weary. Father, we thank you for the fact that you'll answer our prayers. You're the great physician. You made us. You created us. We're fearfully and wonderfully made, like the psalmist said. Lord, we know that you hold us in the palm of your hand. and that nothing can pluck us out of your hand. And Father, we thank you for that. And because of that, we know that no matter what happens in this world, you have our backs and you will take care of us. So there's no need for the worries and the frustrations and the troubles that the world seems to throw our way now. We love you and we appreciate you and ask that you go with us tonight, Father. Forgive us where we failed you and help us to do better in the upcoming days, Father. We ask these things in thy name. Amen.
Amen.
All right.
And thank you guys so much for stopping by and just enjoying tonight with us, because
yes,
it feels more like a visit when we can just enjoy the chat and just talk. And you know, this was a good night.
Tonight was a really good night, guys. And you know, everybody wants a nugget or a tip or everything tonight. Well, tonight's going to be a little bit different on the tip tonight. Tonight, I'm going to do something that is a little bit different. And I'm going to wait till all this gets through tonight.
Okay, so what I'm going to say is take your pad.
Yep.
Okay.
You need a little inky thing?
Yeah. All right, we'll have to, after we get off, we'll have to keep the chat going for a minute to do something Danny's fixing to do.
Yeah. So I'm giving y'all time.
How many?
I don't know. Let's do maybe 3. Maybe 3 of them.
Let's do 4.
Oh, you always raise it one. Okay. Oh my goodness. But anyway, how many people here tonight watched our video this past week of planting the Danny corn? I mean, I'm just curious on our live streams because to how many people actually pay attention to certain videos. Because this week we planted the Danny corn, and I told Wanda, I said, I'm just going to ask how many people in the live stream tonight actually watched that video. Let's see here.
Got a yes here and
I already
there.
got one. Okay, slow it down now. Slow it down.
Yeah.
Slow it down. Oh, we got a lot of people here who did.
Yeah, everybody's saying yes, and then Sonny and Cher pops up in the middle of it.
Yes, yes, okay. Well, you have to back that thing up.
I will. I'm gonna have to go back a little bit.
Yeah, man. Oh, wow. Wells Farm, North Carolina.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, we're gonna do this. We're live.
We're live. Let's do this one right here.
Okay.
Let's go forward.
Wait. Okay. Let me make sure I got what it's.
Yeah, go forward a little bit there. As I'm trying to look at how many people actually did this. Let's see here. This is, man, y'all guys, Carolyn Food Party.
Carolyn.
I mean, I am amazed that so many people watched that video, and I'm hoping y'all got something out of it. That was the whole thing. That was the reasoning for me doing this video, was to see if anyone actually got anything out of it. Because, whoa, man, that thing jumped all of a sudden.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to tell you what I've done tonight, guys. This is going to be, you know, for my tip tonight,
Wait, don't give the tip yet.
Okay.
You tell what this is first, and then we give the tip before we get off. So I got time.
You're losing me here now.
These are the winners.
I know that.
Okay, tell what they're winning. Or they're giving away.
That is my tip.
I know. No, the tip is the other part, you know. Okay.
Okay, I'm lost here on something. Okay. Anyway.
Just do this part right quick, and then we're going to tell the tip.
This is what I've done tonight, guys.
This is part of it.
This is part of the tip tonight, okay? part of the tip tonight is, I told Wanda when I got ready to do my tip tonight, I was going to choose 4 people that stayed to the very end of the video after the prayer, and I'm going to give away 4 packs of Danny corn seeds to 4 people. And I'm going to call those 4 people out now. Okay? Welch Farm, NC. Okay, Welch Farm, NC. Email us
at deepsouthhomestead@gmail.com.
Yes. Now, number 2, Taylor's Homestead. That's Taylor's Homestead. Okay, number 3, Carolyn Food Forest. Carolyn Food Forest is number 3. And the last one is Tina O. Tina O.
Okay, I'm doing one right quick, and I'm adding.
Okay, Miss Wanda's going to add another one, she said.
And I got to look and make sure I get the name right, because I saw it earlier, and Danny had done picked his last one.
You want to say that one?
You can.
All right, Miss Wanda decided she wanted to pick one more, and that's the Wayfaring Farmer.
Yes.
The Wayfaring Farmer. Okay, these are the 5 different ones that we have chosen tonight to give away a pack of Danny corn seed to.
Now your tip is the
Etsy store. Okay. I wanted to make sure. I didn't want to say something I wasn't supposed to say. So I had to kind of like make sure that I had it right. But the tip for tonight is going to be,
give me 5 minutes or
yeah,
so.
that, and how many?
40, I think.
Okay. On our Etsy store, for the people who stayed after the prayer tonight, on our Etsy store, we're going to put up 40 packs of Danny corn seeds for sale. 1 pack per person, because we know everybody's going to want to jump on there and get it. But you're going to have to give us a little time, because we're only going to put it up on there after we get off and shut everything down tonight. Then Ms. Wanda will go to the computer, because we have to have the computer to do it. And she will go ahead and go over to our Etsy store and put 40 packs of Danny corn seed up for sale, so that somebody will have some to plant this spring. And if you keep watching us,
we're going to do it again.
We're going to do it again at some point before it's too late to plant it. So
over the next couple of weeks,
yes,
either Porch Time or a live stream or something on Pecan Grove,
yeah,
or over on Patreon. You don't know where I will pop up, and I've been doing this for the last week. It's in descriptions, a pinned comment at the top of our comments. I've been doing it in community post. A lot of people didn't even see the So Right Seeds link in the community post here on Deep South Homestead, but I'm hitting places and like that, because we can't use in our videos a lot of the words, because we attract the bots. So we're trying to find inventive ways to bless people without them knowing till the last minute.
Yeah.
Just like tonight.
Cul-de-sac. Yes, if it's still good after 2 years. Yes, it should still be good.
Okay.
Okay. Guys, tonight we've enjoyed having a great time with you guys, and I pray that y'all will have a great gardening season, because trust me when I tell you, you're going to need it in the very near future. Thank you guys from Deep South Homestead.
Okay, and I will also look for the link for the dog things and the barking dog monitors, and put them in a pinned comment at the top of the comments on this video, and then I will also put it in the description. Thank you guys.